Good morning, my brothers and sisters. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to another Good Morning Grief devotion. It's your boy, Pastor Corey Allen Duncan Sr. So excited to have this wonderful opportunity to lead you today in a very special way. And today's Good Morning Grief devotion. Hey, this is the daily grief devotion that is strategically designed to help you to navigate through your grief one day at a time. What is grief? I'm so glad you asked. Grief, my brothers and sisters, it is the natural, normal, necessary response to loss, change, and transition that results in the expressions of feelings and emotions. That grief is what you feel on the inside. Mourning is how you reveal it on the outside. Therefore, we don't suppress it, but we express it. We don't ignore it, but we explore it. We don't conceal it, but we reveal it. We don't lock it up, but we let it out. That's why we shout good morning, because morning is a good thing. Thank you so very much for joining us on today as we lead you in a very special way in today's Good Morning Grief Devotion. Today is day 273. This is for you and for me. We are going to talk about, real quick, sometimes my grief scares me. Sometimes my grief scares me. Some days my grief is so terrible and powerful that it scares me. Sometimes my grief is so terrible and so powerful that it scares me. Grief is what you feel on the inside. It is the natural, normal, necessary response to loss, change, and transition. Sometimes that natural, normal, and necessary response and feeling that you have, sometimes it can get a little scary. Has your grief ever scared you? That natural, normal, necessary response, what you felt as it related to the loss, the change, and the transition, that what you felt on the inside, has it scared you, right? It can be so intense. It can be so painful. It can be so hard that it does scare you. So terrible and powerful that it scares you. It might make me act out in aggressive ways. Ooh, or it sends me into the depths of despair, rendering me unable to think or move. It might act out in aggressive ways, right? If you don't create an avenue to lead to allow it to come out gently, it might act out in aggressive ways. You ever shook up a 2 liter or a pop bottle? You shook it up and then you opened it and it exploded, it ran over, right? Because all of that pressure was built up on the inside. And so soon as you go to open it, it just explodes because you got all of this pressure built up on the inside. The same way with grief. When it comes to grief, grief is what you feel on the inside. You got all of this pressure built up on the inside. All of this anger, all of this hurt, all of this aggression, all of this sadness built up. And if you don't have a release valve to release the pressure, it can explode, right? And sometimes your grief can scare you, because what did it say? It can scare you because it actually make you act out in aggressive ways. Why? Because you're not using your release valve. Let's take the same illustration. You shake up a 2 liter. You can't open it all the way up because it explodes. But what do? You open it up a little and then you close it back. You open it up a little bit more and then you close it back. You open it a little bit more and then you close it back. What is that doing? That is actually releasing the built up pressure on the inside. But it's not all at once, it's little by little. You take the time to release the pressure little by little. And when you take the time to release the pressure little by little, it keeps it from exploding fully, right? This is the same way with grief. If you allow all of that pressure to build up on the inside, you will. It's going to come out in aggressive ways. You're going to snap on people. You're going to yell on people, yell at people. You're going to act in aggressive ways. You're going to go off. You're going to mistreat the people that's there just to love you and hurt you. Why? Because you're not releasing outward what you're feeling inward. You're not using your release valves. You're not putting yourself in safe places and spaces to talk about it. You're not putting yourself in places where you can really process what is happening, what is taking place. And because you have not put yourself in those positions, right, you feel like you're going to explode, or you act out in aggressive ways because you're not handling it accordingly, right? And sometimes you act out in aggressive ways. Sometimes it throws you into the depths of despair, rendering you unable to think or move. You feel like, I can't make it. I'm not going to make it. How am I going to get through this? I'm not going to get through this. I don't know what to do. It puts you in that particular place, in that particular position, wondering, right? I'm not going to make it. You can't see your way out, right? Because that's the nature of grief. That it can be that painful, it can be that scary, right? So, what do? Let's talk about it. On those days, all I can do is hold on and ride out the storm. All I can do is hold on and ride out the storm. As with any storm, the wildness is temporary. We talk about how grief comes in waves, right? And when that wave hits, all you can do is ride it out. It's just like a storm. On those particular days, right, when your grief is raging or you just feel like it's just painful and unbearable, all you can do, I wish there was a magic pill. I wish there was a magic button. I wish it was something somebody could say or do, whatever the case may be. All you can do is hold on, hold on, and ride out the storm. Just like with any other storm, the storm will subside. No storm is forever. The storm is going to end. The rain going to stop falling. The wind going to stop blowing. All you can do is hold on and ride out the storm. And I'm just telling you the God's honest truth. I'm trying to help you. I ain't selling you nothing that's going. I'm not capitalizing off your misfortune. Ain't nobody profiting from your pain. Ain't no money being exchanged. No way. I'm just telling you the truth. Those particular days, those particular times, right? When your grief is so terrible and powerful that it scares you, when you acting out in aggressive ways, when you're rendering yourself unable to think or to move, when you're in the midst of a grief storm, right? All you can do is hold on and ride out the storm. As with any storm, the wilderness is temporary. In minutes or hours, I'll feel more settled again and equilibrium will be restored. Y'all hear that? It might take some minutes, it might take some hours, but eventually you will feel settled again, and that equilibrium, it will be restored. Might take some minutes, might take some hours, but eventually you will be settled again. Hold on and ride it out. That's all you can do. That's all you can do. When that pain hits, you got to hold on and ride it out, right? When that comes, hold on and ride it out. When it rears its head, hold on and ride it out, right? When you're going through that moment, you have to hold on, you have to ride it out. Like I said, it might be minutes, it might be hours, but you will feel more settled again and equilibrium will be restored. I can also reach out to a friend when my grief is especially scary. They can help me weather the storm, right? Sometimes you just need somebody to sit with you. Sometimes you just need somebody to listen. Sometimes you just need somebody's presence. Say, just to be here, having a moment, right? They can just help you hold on and ride out the storm. Here's the final thought, y'all. I experience strong feelings with self compassion. I'm going to experience these strong feelings. I'm going to experience them with self compassion. My brothers and sisters, I'm praying for you. I want to encourage you. Hold on, ride out the storm. Today is day 273. I told you this was for you and for me. Sometimes my grief, it scares me. Continue to hang on as you navigate through this journey. I don't know if y'all got any questions or comments, anything that you want to share. But I want to encourage you, y'all, keep on keeping on. Hang on, hold on, ride it out. Amen. It's one day at a time. It's one day at a time. It's one day at a time. That's how we navigate through this grief journey, one day at a time. I know sometimes you feel like, I don't know how I'm going to make it. I don't know how I'm going to get through this, one day at a time, sometimes one moment at a time, right? One day at a time, one moment at a time. But rest assured, small steps lead to great distances, and you will navigate through this. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all with the love of the Lord. Look, I'll see y'all tomorrow, same time, same place. Hold on, ride out that storm. Let's go.